Has a new RB1 emerged for the Denver Broncos? But before we talk about that, guys, I want to thank the affiliate partner for today's video, Green Gridiron Helmets. See this helmet that the Broncos wore last night, the Summit Whites? You can get one yourself by using code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description down below to save off your first purchase. Again, that is code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description down below to save off your first purchase from Green Gridiron Helmets. Thank you so much to them. And now back to your regularly scheduled content. Over this past season, the Broncos have had some real issues running the football, despite what some Twitter analysts out there want you to believe. This Broncos run game has been inconsistent, to put it nicely, and some of that has been run blocking, yes. Some of that has been some questionable scheming, but the majority of it has been personnel at the running back position, and there's one player in particular who has really struggled over this past season. He's had his moments of brilliance, but on the whole, the sample size has just not been consistent enough, and the player I'm talking about, of course, is Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams, over these past 4 games, if you take away that Falcons game, he's got 13 carries for 0 yards. 9 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown against Atlanta. He did have a touchdown last night against the Cleveland Browns, but you can't live with that kind of production, man. At this point, Javonte Williams has been pigeonholed into a third down, pass protecting, and pass catching role. That's it. And even then, he's shown some inconsistencies, especially as a pass catcher. He had a couple of drops last night. It just was not good. So, Javonte Williams, he's going to stay in that pass protection role because he is the best pass protecting back that the Denver Broncos have. But in terms of RB1 for this team, Jaleel McLaughlin has really emerged over these last couple of games. The Broncos have kind of realized that Jaleel McLaughlin maybe isn't best suited as a scat back, a pass catching back out of the backfield. He's a better between the tackles runner, and that's what we saw from him in his first training camp here in Denver that earned him a roster spot to begin with. He just needs a small crease between the tackles and he can hit the hole and he's gone. So for Jaleel, it's kind of perplexing that the Broncos weren't utilizing him more in that role to begin with, but as I like to say, it's better later than never, and over these past couple of weeks, we've seen the shift of Marvin Mims sort of taking over that scat back role from Jaleel, and now Jaleel is the between the tackles runner, and even Javonte is taking some of those old snaps from Jaleel now. So in these past couple of games, 7 carries for 44 yards, 6.3 yards per carry against the Raiders, 14 carries for 84 yards. I believe that's a career high in carries for him, 6 yards per carry as well against the Browns last night. Jaleel McLaughlin is giving that burst and explosiveness to the Broncos' run game that it desperately needs. They're still going to rotate in Audric Estime. Estime was rotated in a couple of times, but Jaleel McLaughlin, I've said it before, he's only 5'8" and 187 pounds, so you can't really utilize him as a full-blown bell cow running back. He can't take the punishment of 20-plus carries a game, but you can certainly push the limit of about 15 carries per game, and I think the Broncos over this stretch run need to do that. Jaleel's got the freshest legs. I don't know what's going to happen with Tyler Bidet for the rest of the season. We've heard nothing about him, so I don't think we're going to see him coming back anytime soon. That just opens the door for Jaleel McLaughlin to continue to rise up the ranks here in Denver, and I've been a fan of Jaleel's ever since he signed with the Broncos as an undrafted free agent. You can go back and look at some of the early videos that I made on Jaleel from the day that he signed with the Broncos. I knew that he could make something for himself here in Denver, and it's starting to materialize, especially over these last couple of weeks. We'll see what happens. I do anticipate that Javonte Williams will have some sort of big game over these next couple of weeks. He's done it every single time this year that he's had a couple of stinker games. He'll follow it up with a good game. It's a flash in the pan. We'll think that Javonte's back, and maybe we'll see Javonte consistently be able to have that level of production, and then he'll just fall off a cliff again. Hopefully, Jaleel McLaughlin is able to continue his rise in the event that Javonte Williams falls down again. And quite frankly, I don't think Javonte Williams is going to be back with the Denver Broncos next year. Jaleel McLaughlin might be the only returning player, him and Audric Estime, of course. Those two might be the only returning players for the Denver Broncos in this backfield. I think that they might be looking to retool the backfield in 2025. All right, Broncos country, let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about Jaleel McLaughlin possibly emerging into the RB1 role for the Denver Broncos as we go into the home stretch of the regular season and into the playoffs potentially? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Help us get to 5,100 subscribers. And until next time, guys, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.